Hi, Matt with eTrailer. If you're looking for a way to carry your skis from point A to point B and you have those taller bindings, so you need something that's going to be able to rise up, then the Yakima FreshTrack ski and snowboard carrier is going to be a great option for you. And today we're going to have this on the 2022 Ford Bronco Sport. Now, this is going to be able to carry up to 4 skis or 2 snowboards, so let's take a closer look at it. So if we look at the very front of it, we're going to have these large buttons, really easy to operate. All you have to do is press on it. And what's nice about that is if I have any thicker gloves or mittens, it's going to be really easy to use. And from this point, I can just reach over, grab my skis. Now the Bronco is a bit taller, but since I have a decent amount of overhang with my roof rack, this has made it a lot easier. Now, if you don't have something that sticks out very far, then it might be a little bit of a reach and you might have to step inside your vehicle. Here, right at this point, we can take a closer look at this rubber molding inside, and what this is doing is keeping our skis in place so they don't slide around and bump into one another. Once you're done, you can close this up. Now you'll notice we have multiple hooks here, and what this is doing is if you have a different variety of thicknesses of skis, then you can really accommodate to what you need. And at the very end, you'll notice we have this lock core. This lock core is just going to give us a little bit more security so no one can come by and take our skis. And then at the bottom, how this actually installs to our roof rack is we're going to have this clamp. And what's neat about the design of this clamp is it's just kind of, it's like a C and clamps around, but if we look at the back, we're going to have multiple points we can hook to. So this is really nice for accommodate for different types of crossbars. Right now we've got arrow crossbars, but if you had round or square, you might need to use a different point. Now, I really don't recommend using HD with this style because most HD crossbars won't work with this style of clamp. And the way this is going to secure down on the other side is we're going to have a wing nut with a bolt that runs through, and then we're going to have the security bolt that runs through the other side. And if someone tries to come by and loosen this up, they're not going to be very likely to do that because this set screw is keeping everything in place. Now, if you look, this is also at an awkward angle on this one at this point, and that's because I don't have this at the best point for that back part. Now, for this one on the rear side, this is nice and straight. That's something you're definitely going to have to think about with the style of crossbars you have. That's why it's nice to play around with the placement of where this bottom half of the clamp sets in. But we can get a few measurements at this point just to see how this is sitting on our roof. The first one I'm going to get is just going to be the overall height. That's going to be a little bit over 5 inches, which isn't too bad. Now, what I recommend doing is just taking the total height of your car, your roof rack, and your ski carrier so you know what areas you can make it under. As for the distance underneath, if I go beneath our crossbar to the bottom of this is just slightly under 1 inch, which isn't too bad. It is something to consider though, especially for the front side, because if you have a sunroof on top of your roof and you got some crossbars that sit relatively low, then you have the potential to make contact with that sunroof if you expand it up with that clamp. Definitely keep that in mind. Now, the space that we're getting taken up on top of a roof isn't very much because we still have plenty of space on the other side of our crossbar, more than half. So even if you wanted to go a size up with this to the 6 ski or 4 snowboard carrier, you're still going to have plenty of other space if you want to put any other gear or accessories on top of your roof, like a basket or a small box. But at the end of the day, I think this is a great one because, like I said earlier, if you need something that can rise, this comes with an included ski lift riser. So if you have those taller bindings and need the back end lifted up, we can accommodate that. Now, The only downside to that is you do have to take out the tool because it's usually stored inside the carrier and put it all together, which can be a hassle sometimes. So another carrier that really solves that issue is going to be the Yakima Fat Cat Evo ski and snowboard carrier. And the way that's going to work is the ski lift riser is built into the carrier, so you just have to loosen up a bolt, extend it up, and then you're ready to go. The only downside with that one though is at a more premium price range. So if you're more on the beginner end or starting to get into ski and snowboarding, then I'd recommend this one at the end of the day. But that's just a look at the Yakima FreshTrack ski and snowboard carrier on top of our 2022 Ford Bronco Sport. I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.